YouTube. I'm Milena Gatli. I will be moderating this webinar, and I'm a project manager at Tech Tour, who is a project partner at the InnoRate and Go2Space Hubs. These are two projects that are actually organizing in synergy this webinar. Together with me are Teresa, who is participating in the project management of Go2Space Hubs, and Florin also from Tech Tour. They will be our support today, and I present to you the two speakers, Joaquin Soucheiron, who will be our speaker on business modeling. I've known Joaquin for quite a long time now. He's a business consultant and coach, and he will say a few more words when he starts his presentation about himself. And also Virgilio Diaz, who is the project manager of Go2Space Hubs. He will also say a little bit more about himself when he starts his presentation. So I propose we start very quickly with housekeeping rules. You see the chat at the bottom, the chat button. You can ask all your questions during all the presentations. If you have any questions, you can write them in the chat, and later on in the order of the questions, I will provide you with a possibility also to ask your question in voice. So we are starting. I will start sharing my screen. First, we will start with the presentation of the two projects, InnoRate and Go2Space Hubs, just for 10 minutes. We'll be very brief, I promise. And then Joaquin with the main presentation, the main interaction for business modeling. So I'm sharing my screen now. And can you see my screen?
Yes, perfectly.
Yes, okay, thank you very much. Now, what is InnoRate? InnoRate brings innovation to finance and finance to innovation. And InnoRate is a project that is being financed by the European Commission. We have 9 partners from 5 countries, plus the Korean Technology Finance Corporation, on whose technology rating system is based InnoRate. So, sorry, InnoRate in a nutshell, we have an online service platform in which we have companies and investors, intermediaries, technology transfer offices, and so on, who can have access to who can register and have access to technology rating methodology. On one hand, we have the deep tech spin-off startups and so on companies. And on the other hand, we have the investors, and this platform provides the investors and lenders with the information about technology of the company. It is not investment readiness rating system, but it is technology rating system online also. I invite you to register in that platform and rate the technology potential of your company. So InnoRate core services, this is the web address where you can register on the platform. This is an automated all-round assessment of an innovation potential innovative project or SME. Even if you have only an idea and it isn't yet a registered company yet, you can still rate the technology of your innovative project. We have pre-screening services where a company can quickly assess their technology. And we have also in-depth analysis that is being done by a request from a company or an investor. And in this analysis already participates an expert, and it is for free also. So there is also another service on the InnoRate platform. You can compare yourself with other companies and get market insights. So the methodology behind this technology rating system, we assess the management, technology, marketability, and business feasibility from a technology point of view, technology potential point of view. So I invite you to register and to check how it works for your company or your project. So what we also do is not only managing this platform, but we also provide expert feedback and support innovative projects with matchmaking and investment readiness events. This event particular is one of those events. We also provide matchmaking services through investment fora and online e-pitches. We provide pitching academies and other investment readiness services. And the next online pitch is already in the 8th of June. So thank you very much. This is our contact details. So I stop sharing. I hope I interested you in this InnoRate platform, and I invite you to register and to have a look around. Thank you very much for your attention. And now I invite Mr. Virgilio Diaz, who is the manager of the Go2Space Hubs, to present the project. Virgilio, please share your screen and the floor is yours.
Virgilio, sorry, we cannot hear you.
Virgilio, you should unmute yourself.
Okay. Now, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello?
Perfect.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much. I'm sorry for this little problem. Thank you very much, Milena, for introducing me. This is Virgilio Diaz. I'm Director for Entrepreneurship and Innovation Support Services at the University Carlos III de Madrid. It's a public university, very well known in Spain. And also I'm responsible for the University Science Park we have in Leganés, where we have a good number of startups and spin-offs under incubation and acceleration programs. Here we are to talk about our project, European project, Go2Space Hubs project. That is a project funded from the European Union. And the mission of the project is basically to secure the creation and scaling of European businesses. We provide incubation and acceleration programs, also any other type of activity that allows startups and scale-ups to grow into their objectives. Basically, what we do is to offer technology and services from a space sector that can be applied into a very number of applications. We ensure also the value creation and innovation through different methodologies and support from our mentors and technical staff. Also trying to encourage the cross-fertilization of the startups that participate in our program, and also by connecting them through different networks and initiatives in order to provide them with effectively results in order to encourage and to strengthen their capabilities. As I said before, we basically provide incubation for early stage companies, acceleration programs also for mature startups or scale up. Also, we are organizing innovation days, demo days, business to business events to connect the companies, the startups in our project with the community, and we organize hackathons that are very interesting in the results they deliver. For doing that, we have a number of partners, very powerful partners that you can have here in the slide. That comes from five countries and 6 partners, from Portugal to Estonia, Poland, Belgium, Spain. We have with Europe Unlimited, that is the company that provides all the support that the startups needs in relation to funding. That is a sister company of the organization who is having this meeting, who is hosting our meeting today. And the idea is to attack different activities with the help of our partners to provide services and support to the startups. And the result of that is going to be that the 3 hubs that are under the project, the hub in Tallinn, Estonia, the hub in Coimbra, Portugal, and the hub in Madrid, Spain, will be able to deliver value to their startups through the help or with the help of the Go2Space Hubs project. On that, I would like to show you some of our next events in relation to business brokerage events. Coming June 8th to 10th, we will have the AACP Virtual Aerospace Application and Technologies event, where we will be present. We are organizing also a specific webinars, talks to show how to access to AC accelerator support. That is the new instrument by the European Commission to help startups. We already had a first session, and we will have 3 more sessions, and you are invited to join us if you want. We will have also a demo day with all the startups participating in Go2Space Hubs project coming 21st September. You are more than welcome to join that day. Also, what we have is that some of the companies or all the companies in Go2Space Hubs are going to be in the Tech Tour Space event that will help also to connect with many other actors that can help the startups. And finally, I would like to say that we are now connecting and joining the Novo Sport project. It's also an interesting European Commission project designed to increase competitiveness and support into the internalization of the companies that join the program, mainly to South America and in relation to several sectors. And that's all. Thank you very much for your attention. If you have any doubt or any comment, please, we will be more than welcome to answer you through the email address we have here. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Virgilio. Meanwhile, I will only remind all the attendees that you have two options of asking questions. One is with the button Q&A. If you press the button Q&A at the bottom bar of the screen, and the other one is the chat option. So you can ask your questions, and later on, after Joaquin's presentation, you will be able to ask them in person also. So Joaquin, we are coming to the jewel of this meeting, of this webinar, business modeling. So the floor is yours. Please share your screen. I'm very much looking forward to your presentation, and I hope our attendees are too.
Thank you, Milena. Before sharing the screen, just some words. Okay, so thank you, Virgilio, as well. Thank you, by the way. Yeah, so I'm not going to tell you anything about me. It's been said. What I will do, I will send you a text here. Feel free to touch base with me if you want. There is my LinkedIn profile. And if you ever need me as a coach, sometimes you might get some coaching budget. So feel free to, maybe if you like what you see today, maybe I could be a good coach after all. Okay, good. So today's topic, Milena and I discussed, is going to be centered in business modeling, business model. A business model, in my definition, and this is my, by the way, if I look here, I see you in a bigger screen. I'm looking at you. This is my camera in my laptop, but this is in a bigger screen. Okay, so I'm looking at you now. Business model, in my words, is where is the money? Okay, that's it. Where is the money coming in and going out? Otherwise, it's philosophy. Everything else that is not ending up on where is the money, it's philosophy. Philosophy is very good. I am based in Germany, although I'm a Spanish national. I was born in Barcelona, but I live in Germany, in the southern part of Germany. I'm in Munich now, and in Germany, people love philosophy. But I love philosophy too, I should say, but not for business. For business is money. So, you know, so let's enter into the money thing, and anything that is not about money is not going to be a business model, is philosophy, okay? And for the business model, a very often used tool is the so-called business model canvas. Now, many people might know the tool, but I can tell you in the many years that I've been using the tool, I have seen uses and abuses of the business model canvas. And guess what? I've seen more often abuses than uses of the canvas. So today I would like to give you some light of how I think the canvas should be used, and how I think it should be used is not me saying, I'm going by the book. There is a book called The Business Model Generation, and I'm going by the book. Okay, I'm not going to invent anything new. And to my surprise, people doing the business model canvas, which is a tool that you might know or not, but even if you know it, most people that I met doing the canvas do not do a good use of it. Okay, so I will try to give you some light into this thing. So by the way, feel free to talk at any given time. So I would encourage you to raise your voice if you have some questions or anything. Okay, so feel free to, Milena, make sure that they can actually unmute themselves and everything. Okay.
Yes,
now,
of course.
Yes. Thank you. I'm going to ask you one thing. Do you see the Mona Lisa now?
Yes, we do.
You do. Okay, good. The Mona Lisa is a canvas. Canvas. That's a portrait, a picture, a canvas that, well, in this case, La Mona Lisa is in the Musée du Louvre in Paris, as you probably know already. Okay. Now, La Mona Lisa is some picture that Leonardo da Vinci did, which is a very nice composition, particularly, and this is a question to you, if you look at it, question A, very, very close to it, like 5 centimeters away from it, or B, let's say a healthy 2-3 meter distance from the portrait, from the canvas. A or B, which one is better, 5 centimeters away or 3 meters away? Answer, please. The question was not clear, maybe. How do you enjoy most the Mona Lisa? From a distance of 5 centimeters or from 3 meters?
The participants can answer in the chat, and I can see the first answers from Pedro, from Carlos, from Evelyn, from 3 meters.
3 meters, indeed.
Yes.
Okay, so if you can please, with voice, because I'm sharing my screen and I really do not see any text, if it's possible.
One
okay?
second,
So
I will.
I'd like to get interaction if possible, please.
Yeah,
if possible.
Okay.
Okay. Now, 3 meters is the right answer. 3 meters is the right answer because, I mean, of course, you can go close to it and see the details, the hand of the artist. That's fine. You could do that. But in reality, what you really want to do is to see the whole composition. And this is how you will enjoy seeing a canvas. You see the slight smile that she has, her hands posing like very mildly on her lap, her chest very bright, a very nice, not striding colors background that passes really the picture, and it's the whole composition that makes sense. It's a very well harmonized canvas, actually. Okay, now this is another canvas, also Musée Le Louvre, Madonna of the Rocks, it's called. Okay, where you see Mary, an angel, the John the Baptist, and Jesus. Okay, now this is slightly different in the sense that the composition of this canvas, of course, you see it also with the distance, is more centered in the middle. Okay. So the background is also important.
Temos aqui 2.200 euros, portanto dá para...
Somebody talking? Somebody talk, please. If you're going to talk, please either talk for the session or mute, please.
Yes.
Okay. So what is important here relates in the middle of the portrait, okay? The background is important, but maybe less. It's about Jesus and Mary and John the Baptist. Now, another example of a canvas would be this one, which is following this diagonal here. Do you see my cursor, my mouse here? Can you see that? I'm not sure you can see it.
Yes.
Okay, good. Now, this diagonal is where the action happens. Everything in this triangle here is very dark, and everything in this triangle here is also very dark. Not that it's not important. There's a lot of details in this triangle here, but the artist wants you to focus basically on baby Jesus and Mary, where everybody's looking at him. So the action happens in the middle. Not that the other parts are not important, but the artist wants you to focus more in the middle. In other words, this canvas is not balanced like La Mona Lisa was a more homogeneous canvas. This is more like specifically pointing out Mary and Jesus, okay? So the fact that a canvas is not well balanced is not per se bad, as long as the artist wanted to do that. It should not be by accident that it happened. No, this is not an accident. The artist wanted to give Mary, Mother of God, and Jesus more weight in the image than La Mona Lisa, Leonardo da Vinci, okay? So a canvas, which you look for in the distance, 3 meters, 5 meters, you know, again, and you should see the whole composition, can be balanced or unbalanced. And if it is unbalanced, like this case, it should not be an accident. It should be because the artist wanted to do it like this. Now, this is the business model canvas. Okay, this is the kind of tool we're going to be working with today, basically. Okay, I'm going to make this slightly smaller. I'm not sure how to do it. Give me a second for this one. But this is the business model canvas for those who have worked with it. This is it, okay? And for those who have not worked with it, this is it as well, okay? Good. Anyway, now what you see here is a canvas. Again, you should see whenever we fill out this canvas with your different companies and your business models, it should be something that you should take a healthy distance from it, 2 meters, 3 meters, and see whether it's coherent with itself and whether it is balanced. And if it's not balanced, that's fine, as long as this is what your company is about, a non-balanced canvas, which could be the case, but it should not be by no means an accident. Okay? Question, please answer. Are you familiarized with the canvas? Or is there anybody not familiarized at all with this canvas? Can you tell me, please?
Everybody is authorized to speak, so you can unmute yourself or provide an answer and then mute yourself again.
Yes, please. Anybody not knowing the canvas? If I don't hear anything, I would take for granted that you know the tool.
People are writing in the chat. You probably cannot read it.
I don't see anything. I don't have time for it. I don't have time for the chat.
Familiar, not familiar with it. Yes, I know it. So
okay. Anyway, okay. This is let's say a concentrated way to express your business model. And at the end of the day, money. If you see the lower part, you'll see the cost structure, money out of your pockets and revenue streams, money getting into your pockets. We can immediately draw a line here. Look at this in the middle, vertical line. The right part of the canvas is your shiny part, your marketing, okay? Your go-to-market, your offer to your customers, the beautiful part that will end up at some point in some revenues. The left part is what you need to do in order to offer this value to your customers. What you need to do typically is a set of activities and things that you need to do and pay for your suppliers that will end up in some costs. Now, hopefully, meine Damen und Herren, ladies and gentlemen, señoras y señores, your costs will be smaller than your revenues. Other than that, if it's not the case, you will have a big problem. Clearly, revenue should be bigger than costs, okay? Now, I don't know how fit you are with finance, but make sure you are. If you want to found a company, you should know the basics of finance, the concept of discounted cash flows, the concept of recurrent revenues, the concept of fixed costs versus variable costs and how differently they behave. It should be quite clear. We're going to see a bit of that today, okay? But this is not a finance course today. This is a business model case, a business model course or business model seminar. Now, having said that, you should know enough finance and enough business basics in order to do a proper business model, okay? Which is what we're going to try to do today. Now, let me hear you guys. Please turn on your microphones and tell me in one sentence. I think there's like 10 or 11 of you. So the first three that want to do it, I would like to hear three voices. What is your business about? But you have less than a minute, just in 10 words or 15 words. Can you tell me what are you doing? Three people, please, three volunteers.
Platform as a service.
Platform as a service, okay. And selling what? What does the platform offer?
A way to create and distribute digital information on healthcare products.
Okay, so your product is actually a platform to distribute healthcare products. Okay.
Digital information.
Very good. Okay, thank you. Somebody else? Thank you.
Healthcare space, if it helps.
That's great. Who wants to do? Yeah, second one. Anybody?
Yeah, I'm Pedro. Yeah,
Pedro, yes, please.
I am on biochemistry, but I'm an entrepreneur willing to establish my startup one day. Not established yet.
Okay, but you don't know yet what or what?
No, I want to establish my startup one day, but for the moment
okay.
It's only validating.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, now anybody else? Does one want to intervene? Come on, you have the chance now to be bright and starry, and everybody will listen to you. Okay, then I will proceed. Okay, so all right, I'm gonna do because we don't have time to do your particular canvas, right? So I'm gonna choose a company that we probably all know, and I'm gonna try to replicate what the business model of this company, is an American company, is. Okay, the company is called Gillette. You probably are familiarized. Oh, I need to do something now. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Give me a second. I'm gonna stop sharing for a second because I have a problem with hold on a second, guys. Give me a second, yeah. Stop share. I have a problem with Bill Gates now, actually. I need to fix something really fast with Bill Gates. This is what happens.
Can we help anyhow, Joaquin?
What's that?
Can we help anyhow? I mean, here I'm Milena Garthy, and we have technical support also.
I have a problem with Bill Gates, as I said, but I'm going to fix it in a second. Don't worry. Hold on. Give me a second. Yeah, sorry for that.
Okay.
I fixed it already. Okay, that's fine. It was only okay.
Okay.
All right. Sorry for that.
ahead.
I'm going to just submit it in. Okay. Blame Bill Gates since he had a divorce. He's not behaving, you know. Okay. Anyway, yeah. Poor Bill. I'm going to share my screen again. Sorry for that. Okay. So hold on. Share screen. This one. Share, and you should see already the canvas. Okay, do you see the blade here in the middle of the thing? Guys, do you see this?
Yes, we do.
Can you recognize a blade? Okay, this is Gillette. They sell blades, and they basically sell a blue stick. Sorry for that again. They sell basically a blue stick attached to a blade. Okay, this is what they do. But this is not their value really. Their value proposition is not so much that this product, this would be the product that they sell, but the actual value that they actually sell is something more like this, which is they promise you to all the men that will buy the product that it will remove their facial hair. This is their beard. It will remove it. And by the way, no blood. Okay, so it's going to be a clean way to get rid of your facial hair, Mr. Customer. Okay, this is a proposition. This is a value proposition. Okay, this is something that is compelling enough. Okay, so we promise you, Mr. Customer, to remove your hair from your face and no blood in the process of it. Okay, this is some value. Okay, and this is what we account in this box, in central box, which is the value proposition. And no, I don't know how to move this away, this one pin thing. I don't know how to move this way. Sorry for that. Anyway, again, Bill Gates. The value proposition, the middle box. This value will be delivered, hopefully, to some customers, which we will put here, the customer segments. And we will deliver the value through these channels, okay? The way we deliver this value to these customers. And in the process of doing that, hopefully, we will have some sort of relationship, often drawn like a heart, okay? Like what's the emotional bond that we will develop with our customers so they buy from us again, okay? For developing this value proposition, which is the central part, which in Gillette case is the promise to remove your beard with no blood, okay? We need to do some stuff. This doesn't come from thin air, okay? This comes from some activities that we will do and key resources that we have. And for the things that we do not like to do or we do not know how to do, we're going to have a set of key partners doing the stuff for us, okay? So this value proposition to these customers through these channels and through these customer relationships will end up in some revenues, and these operations here will end up in some costs, okay? Now, this is the value proposition. To whom? Well, I'm in Germany, so I'm gonna do a German case. This is 40 million Germans, 40 million men in Germany. There's 80 million people roughly, so I assume 50% of the population is male, and 40 million people in Germany will be probably shaving, okay? Potentially. Now, 25% will shave because not everybody shaves. So this leaves us with a 10 million kind of market segment that we would like to address with Gillette with this value proposition. Okay. Now the people in Germany will like to shave, buy this blade, and they buy it in Drogeriemarkt or Aldi. You can put any name of any supermarket of your countries here. Okay. Retailer, any retailer, can be the place, the channel where we deliver this blue stick with the blades to deliver this value proposition to these people, okay? And, okay, this is just an example, as I said. And in the case of Gillette, they have a very nice, interesting customer relationship, which is called the bait and hook. The bait and hook is you offer them something for free, which is a blue stick, which is like the worm you would give your fish when you're fishing. But once the fish bites the worm, what happens? The fish gets hooked. Okay, so you give them this for free or for a comparatively low price, this blue stick, and the guys will end up buying again and again and again these razors. Okay, open question to you guys. Please open your microphones. This is the model of Gillette, okay, but the so-called bait and hook. Who else? Give me more examples, please, of companies that you will know that do similar things. They offer you something for free or very cheap with the hope that you are hooked into them and you are recurrently buying from them other products. Can you give me more examples, please? Open your microphones, please.
Printers.
Printers, Hewlett-Packard, okay. Cheap printer, and then how do they cash you?
Ink.
Ink, okay, thank you, very good example. Any more examples? There's more.
And also telecommunication.
Okay, how do they do that?
The mobile phone is for free sometimes in Orange or Vodafone, and you pay per month, no?
Yeah, it's a poisonous present where you're hooked for 24 months, right? Yes, very good one. What else? Who else? Nespresso. How about Nespresso? Have you ever drank an espresso? And do you know the price of the capsules? The machine is comparably cheap compared to the price of the capsules, right? So here I have an anecdote. Being in Germany, I wouldn't do that, but what does a proper German do when they need to buy a coffee machine? Of course, they make an Excel table. Okay, the guy, my buddy, he wanted to buy a coffee machine, and for that he made an Excel table where he put his coffee consumption, which was 2 cups per day, and then he made, okay, price of the machine, number of coffees that he drinks times the number of coffee, discounted cash flow. He made a very complex Excel calculation, you know, and then his outcome was that he would buy the Nespresso machine, because although the coffee capsule, okay, every coffee would be very expensive, he drinks a little coffee that is good because he benefits from the cheap machine, basically, which is a subvention thing. So he was very happy with his Nespresso until he bought it, because what happened is that it was so easy to do coffee that he was drinking more than 2 coffees per day. So all his math was screwed, basically. Okay, so this is a good example of how Nespresso manages to capture you, to create some barriers of entry for the next competitor, and to actually cannibalize all the possible. I mean, he's going to get everything to their pockets. Of course, you can switch and buy another coffee machines. Of course, you can switch and buy Wilkinson instead of Gillette. Of course, you can do that, but it's not so easy. You know, this is a sticky thing. Okay, this is the so-called bait and hook. Now, there are more customer relationships. Could be a freemium, would be, for example, also a customer relationship where you offer something for free to your customers, and if they want a premium, they pay for it. Okay, or you could use a free as a business model. You offer something for free, entirely for free, but you will cash from somebody else with advertising, a la Google, for example. These kind of things. There are many ways that you can actually get your customers happy and buying recurrently from you. Does not need to be the bait and hook. Okay, this is just an example. Okay, any questions so far? So, okay, we have a value proposition, which is what we offer, not necessarily a product, but a promise here. We promise to remove the facial hair to 10 million Germans, okay? They can buy it in any supermarket, and with this kind of a nice gimmick that we kind of hook them by offering them the blue stick very cheap, and they will end up buying these blades. Okay, so basically in revenues, please do not take the numbers exact. Okay, this is just an example. 10 million men that we identified here, times 10% of them will buy from us, market share, 1 time per month, times 12 months, €1, okay, per blade. It's 12 million euros per year. This would be our revenue streams. Okay, that would be an example of the right side of the business model canvas. Now, every post-it that we put here, okay, is just a hypothesis now. We should check. If you guys do a business model and you put a post-it on it, can I really sell in DM? Is this something I can do? You need to validate that, because DM, which is a drogerie mark where you can buy basically pseudo-pharmaceutical products in Germany, it's like a supermarket. Can I sell in this supermarket? You need to check that. Is it possible? Can I promise that, for example? Is this one my value proposition? You need to validate that. Can you do that de facto? Is it true that there are 40 million men in Germany, 25% out of which shave? Well, you need to validate that. This is a hypothesis. And the answer for this hypothesis to make them thesis, I don't know where to find it, I can tell you that, but I can tell you very surely the answer to this hypothesis is not within your 4 walls. You need to go outside of your comfort zone and find out whether it's true everything you're putting into post-its, which are extremely easy to place. Okay, you need to validate every single thing. But okay, here we have a value proposition to people that will buy from us, and we could, within reason, we could raise 12 millions per year. Fantastic, beautiful. Now, this value proposition does not come from thin air. We need to do something to create that. The first thing we need to do is key activities, marketing, R&D. Don't forget R&D, because if we don't do R&D, research and development, we cannot promise it without blood thing. This is a piece of engineering, this blade, okay? So we need R&D. If we don't do that, we cannot possibly offer our value proposition. Now, our key resources, what do we have? Well, we have Procter & Gamble. This is our mother company. We have Gillette, the brand, and we have hell of R&D research and development that has ended up in a fantastic blade that if you try to replicate, good luck. This is what we have. Now, for things, what I told you before, that we cannot do or we do not want to do because somebody else can do better than us, we can do but we can use our key partners. In this case, manufacturing in China. Why not? I mean, China can do it cheaper than us. Not that we cannot do it. We can. We can. But we have found out that making it in China, in this case of Gillette, probably will be a good thing to externalize, to outsource to our partners. Now, partners will not do anything for you guys for your pretty face. because all of us are ugly. You know what? We are ugly. Partners will do things for us if they get money. Again, they will not do it because of our pretty face. Look at my face, not pretty. Okay, good. So nobody would do anything for my pretty face. People would do things for me in China or elsewhere if they get basically duly compensated with, typically with euros. Now, cost structure, this is what I need to pay. I need to pay all this machinery of R&D and marketing and some variable costs because we say we're going to give this for free. So we need to pay for that. And we pay for that 40 million Germans, all of them. We don't know which one's shape, but 40 million will get one blade for free, which costs us €1, 40 millions. Now, if we have 40 million here and 12 million there, is this good or is this bad? Answer, please. Hello, hello. 40 million costs, 12 million income. Good or bad?
Can be either.
Try again, please.
Can be either good or bad.
Well, 40 million costs and 12 million revenues. Why is it good? Why? I mean, in principle, it's bad, but why could it be good?
Well, it depends on the cost of that. And,
well,
you know.
Well, 40 million, I need to pay 40 million and I get only 12 per year. What is, but actually it is quite good. But why is it good? And I don't think it depends on
40 million up front.
Yeah. But okay, but imagine I have a lot of money. I don't need to, you know, so imagine I have a lot of money. Or anyway, the cost of debt is very like 5%, whatever, fine. Don't get too cocky. Basically, the difference between these two costs, cost and revenue, that this is one time. I need to pay this one time, basically, 40 million. And I get these 12 millions every year, year over year. Now, this is why the financial knowledge kicks in. As you said, the cost of debt and what is better. To pre-finance this 40 million for the sake of getting the right to collect 12 million per year, which one has more weight now? So this is where you need to do the financial calculation, okay? That's why I told you that the mathematical math needs to be done, the financial math needs to be done, and why I would strongly recommend you that know business basics because before you jump into doing a business model, okay? So basically, this is the first iteration of the business model canvas of Gillette, okay? And then we should do two things. First thing, validate all the post-its, as I said, whether it's true, everything we put here. Can I manufacture in China? Do I know the guys? Am I willing to run the risk of doing business with China, which might be a bit more difficult than doing it with Frankfurt and Main, okay? Am I willing to run the risk, etc. The first thing, validate the post-its. And the second thing, take a healthy distance, as I said, and look at the canvas and with a critical eye. Is this really what I want to do, what I could do? And once you're happy with it, you should start doing nasty things with it, okay? And this is where the canvas, the business model canvas, starts to be really interesting when you start doing iterations. Because often I get, as I said at the beginning, abuses of the canvas, and they show me a canvas. They say, oh, look, we did that. And then my first question is, yeah, how many times did you iterate it? Iterate what? Good, thank you. Not a good use. Now, iterations mean something like this. You go to the post that you're happier with, you know, the channels, you know, we sell in these supermarkets, and you throw it away, you put it away. Now, guys, imagine we have everything else being equal. So we have everything else holding. We have a value proposition. We have the technology. We have the factory, the manufacturing. We have this kind of bond to the customers. We have these guys willing to buy the product, but we don't have the channel. We don't have the supermarket. What could we do? Question. Answer, please. Where can we sell?
Direct. Over the internet.
Direct. Internet. Look at that. Oh, surprise, surprise. I have this here. Well, okay, but this is okay. Great. This, by the way, I can put this back. I'm just saying, I just put it out so to force us to think outside of the box. Now, if we have this www here, the internet, I might need to do. This is an iteration. Sorry for that. This is not what I wanted to show you. I wanted to show you this one here. All right. So sorry for the mistakes of the live performance. Okay, I might need to do some key activities on top, which might incur into extra costs. So I am iterating in this thing, okay? So I could literally do these kind of iterations with every single post-it. And I would strongly recommend you to do that, particularly with the post-it of your pride, the one that is most important, the one without which all your business model would fall apart. For example, this one. what if now, what happens now? We have everything set up here, all the cost structure, a plan to cash the money. We have a promise, but we don't have any guys, any men to sell the stuff to in Germany. What do we do now? To whom can we sell? Come on, that's quite obvious. Answer, please.
Women.
No kidding, really? No kidding. Are you suggesting that Gillette was not addressing for over 70 years 50% of the world population? Are you remotely suggesting that?
Of course not.
Actually, women, of course. I mean, this is, yeah, of course. It's quite an obvious thing, of course. This. Let me make a bit of a joke, but I'm not saying that Gillette used the business model canvas to find out that women could actually do stuff with blades as well. Okay. And what happens then is that your revenues, just because you did that exercise, multiplies times 2.15, not times 2. You know why? Because women pay more per unit than men. Wow. So not only you were not addressing 50% of the world population for 70 years, but also it's more than double your potential incomes. And the only thing you need to do is, you know what? Paint it pink. If I can put it here, hold on a second. I'm gonna take it to the front. How do I do that? Break to front. There you go. There you go. The only thing you need to do is paint it pink. Okay. So basically, in a half a joke but half true, what I'm trying to convey here is that when you start to do nasty things to your business model canvas, then and only then is where the business model canvas starts to make sense. To put yourself out of your comfort zone, take the post-it of your pride, the one that you've been working hard for the last 35 years together with your university, and that one with your patents, remove it, throw it away, and start thinking, what if I would not have that one? What would I do? You can always put it back, don't worry. But what if analysis? What if would I do? What would I do then? Then and only then, you might be finding new, sexy, compelling, colorful business models that could eventually put you ahead of the competition in a sustainable way, okay? And this is, meine Damen und Herren, ladies and gentlemen, señoras y señores, how I think the business model canvas should be used. And it's, by the way, not me saying, is the book. I'm going by the book. And I'll be happy to take some comments, questions, and yeah.
And you have 5 minutes more to present, Joaquin, if you have.
That's fine. I'm through with the basics, so I'll be happy to ping pong with the people, and more than happy to ping pong and to be very open for questions, comments, and anything that you guys, just shoot from any side you want. Open mics, please.
I have a question.
Please, for free. This one is for free. The second question, no, it's okay. Go ahead.
We operate a totally digital business. Okay. What you see as the main differences in using a business model canvas between a more traditional example like you showed here and a purely digital one? I can see lots of the things probably are in common, but where do you see the main differences, or what areas we should really try to focus on when we look at the fully digital business?
Okay, because this is a physical thing where blades are being transported, right? This is what you're telling me?
Yeah, I mean, and also they're sold in a shop.
Yes.
People interact with it as a physical object.
Yes, so, yes, I can tell you. Yeah.
There are differences.
One main difference, very good, extremely good question. One main difference, not the only one, is this one here, the variable cost. You do not typically have, for digital business, you do not have so many variable costs. You have a lot of fixed costs. Digital businesses, and I'm telling you because I know that I'm an entrepreneur myself. I sold myself today as a coach, but I'm an entrepreneur. I have my business in Munich. It's about augmented reality, which is a digital thing indeed. And I can relate to that as an entrepreneur as well. Okay, now digital business have almost no variable cost. You do not sell any goods. You sell bits and bytes, or you sell a platform. Therefore, typically you will have only fixed costs, which are salaries and maybe rent. And then, of course, the whole overhead that you might have with insurance and blah, 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 but salaries. You will need to develop, typically, you will need somebody to take care of your website, you need somebody to write lines of code. Those are salaries. And this is a purely based on fixed cost business model. Okay, well, all the metrics then, when you talk to an investor, will be different. And by the way, fixed costs are very dangerous because they are the ones that will make your company bankrupt. Okay, not variable costs. A variable cost is a cost that you have only if you sell. Okay, typically, if I sell this blue stick, I have the cost of the stick, but I sell it, which is good. Okay, in your case, you will have to pay your developers yes or yes, independently from the fact that you're selling or not. Okay, the only variable cost that I would envision for such a business would be the sales commission, for example. Your salespeople should work under a heavy commission, hopefully, and then you can take some of your costs from fixed to variable. Okay, did I answer? Main difference?
Yes, thanks very much.
This is part of it. Of course, I could go deeper into the analysis and see more differences from this business model that we saw. But in your case, you will have less free stuff to offer. As in, you could offer free stuff, but typically this free stuff will not cost you money. It's just server space, which is comparatively cheaper. Okay. Very good question, Lauren. Any more questions, remarks, comments, criticisms? Shooting the coach.
Yeah, this is Bernard here. What other models do you use outside of the business model canvas?
Can you repeat the question? What other models?
Yeah, because it's quite, it's quite old. Let's put it this way. What other models do you use outside of the business model canvas in order to understand the monetization of a business model?
Actually, I use this one quite often personally, and there are versions of it, but I use the old one, the good old one, okay, which is this one. I personally stick to this one. I'm not a good friend of going to fancy new tools that might have a marginal gain compared to the old ones. So I personally stick to that one, if that's a question. But there's certainly new tools, even based on the business model canvas. There are newer things, the lean canvas, etc., etc. I personally do not use them, if that's a question. But don't get too, I mean, my advice would be do not get too much worried about which tool, as long as you use it correct and as long as it helps your purpose, okay? If that's a question. I don't know if I answered that.
Yeah, you did to a certain extent. Yeah, thank you.
And the other extent that I didn't answer, maybe? I think I will feel free to touch base later after the meeting with me if you want, and we can have a more like a one-to-one discussion if you want, so I can probably answer better. But yeah.
I would like to add that, yeah, thanks for this point, because I only eliminate deposit when I go to validate my theoretical things and go outside, ask people, and go home again and eliminate deposit after the validated, but not for rethink as you propose. Yes.
Okay,
Really
so you would
point.
Okay, you would only eliminate deposit if the deposit is not validated, right?
Yeah,
this is what you're saying.
As traditional, no?
No, but that's fine. I mean, I'm very happy that you do that you actually make the effort to validate, which most people do not. Now, having said that, I would strongly recommend you to do before, so that you do the iterations also before conceptually. That's fine. I know it's philosophically seen and it's less the business model. It contradicts what I told you at the beginning, but make some thinkings before you validate them. Because if you make this abstraction, so look, this www was not in the original canvas that we did today, okay? Now, it was this very much fact that we removed DM, Toke Mark in Germany, that ended up in this www. So maybe now you have two things to check, whether DM is correct and whether www are correct. You have two hypotheses to validate because we did the thinking before. Okay, there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong doing the thinking, slight thinking, conceptually, and then checking the post-its. But the fact that you check them is fantastic. That increases my interest in talking to you again and see your business model, basically, because you take it seriously. That's good.
We have 13 minutes more for questions. Ladies and gentlemen, please ask. Joaquin is here to answer all your questions. Don't forget to unmute yourself if you would like to ask any questions.
Yeah, that would help. That would help. Should we, I mean, something we could do if you want, we could try to do a quick iteration with your canvas if you want, some of you. I mean, half an hour is very tight, but we can actually think of that. So come on, more questions. Use me now that you have me here.
Yes, be brave. We got Joaquin indeed here. You have him for free today, only until 5:10.
Yeah, look at that.
Okay, I can try a question. Here, if I can go ahead, here you have as partner someone actually manufacturing the product. Okay.
Yes, that's correct.
What if you have a reseller? So in a way, I'm not sure if the drugstore would be considered as a reseller or not. But if you want to elaborate on that, you know, how will you modify the canvas where you are not actually selling yourself, or maybe that's not the only channel. You also have someone else selling the product for you.
Yeah, how do you like it now?
Yeah, okay.
So that answer, but extremely good question. This tool is not an academic tool. This is not an exact science. So if you think, and this is up to you and the use you want to make out of the canvas. If you think that Drogerie Mart, this particular supermarket, is so critical to your success to the point that you need to go into discussions and consider him a partner, do it. That's fine. Because you know what? Not everybody has the right to sell in a supermarket, okay? So if you, poor startup, also my startup, if I try to go to Aldi, Carrefour, whatever, like any supermarket in Europe, I will fail miserably. They will say, no, who are you? You need to be Coca-Cola to sell in these guys, you know what I mean? So very good question. And sometimes these guys, because they offer you a shelf where to put your products, it would be fantastic because I'm Gillette. Not only I will sell the blade, I will also sell aftershave, So it's very important for me to have a good understanding with them. Therefore, it becomes a key partner. The answer is yes. Well seen. I take note. You're right. And nothing speaks against putting 2 post-its if it's justified. Okay, but very good point. Yeah. Any more questions? Good one. I like the one. So 1 post-it, key partner, and channel is a classic. It happens a lot of the times, yes. So it kind of, it's not a black and white definition as you see. That's correct. Let me tell you some, if no more questions, I can tell you probably 1 or 2 anecdotes maybe to show some kind of business models of what people do, okay, if I may. One of them was NASA. NASA, the US, they wanted to do some sort of, they had a picture, okay, I'm gonna stop sharing so you can, yeah, I'm gonna stop sharing, what the hell, so I can see you then. Hold on a second. Stop share. Please turn on your cameras. I don't see you guys. I'm going to turn on mine. Cameras on, please, guys. Come on. Let me see your faces. Hello. Christoph, Roberto, Pedro, Evelyn. No faces? You're so shy.
I'm not sure the attendees can switch their cameras on because we are in a webinar mode.
Anyway, it is not possible.
That's fine. You can probably see me. Sorry for that. And didn't. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. Anyway, so NASA sending rockets to the moon, basically, they had a picture once, and they needed to count, literally count, how many craters there were, crater, in this picture. Okay, just count. So they did two things. One of the things they did, they showed the picture to their engineers. The engineer of NASA makes a lot of money, and they put engineers to count craters in that picture. Okay, and another thing they did an online contest, basically, where the reward was, speaking of key partners. Okay, so you would help NASA. You're a key partner of NASA now. The reward that you get is just the fact that you help NASA. That's the reward. No money involved, but you can be proud because you helped NASA. So they offered that. They put that picture online, and you could count the craters and send the answer to NASA. Okay, so they got, using the long tail. If you can envision a normal distribution, the long tail would be out of the typical distributions. Like you go the long tail of people answering NASA, and on average, the people answering that question, how many craters do they have in this picture, they got to the same result as the engineers. Okay, the engineers cost them a fortune. The online thing was basically for free. Okay, so that's some business model of the long tail of the internet in your benefit. You could think of things. So what can you do to incentivize people to do the dirty work for you, and you don't even need to pay them a penny? Lego from Denmark. You probably know Lego, the building game. Okay, they made kind of I don't know exactly how the story goes, but something like this. They made a contest to see who would be the biggest or the nicest animal with Lego bricks. Okay, and they would offer a platform online where you could get access to any single brick of Lego, virtual, and you could build your stuff. Okay, and this was actually a contest where it would be graded, and the long tail of users of the people using the Lego would be voting for the other designs of all the participants, and the winner would get a Mickey Mouse prize. I don't know, like a travel to Legoland, whatever. Okay, so everybody in the world was invited to help Lego to build up their things. Okay, with the reward, if you win with your design, to get a trip to Legoland or something like this. Okay, everything paid, peanuts basically for Now, the small letters of the contest said that the designs that you were generating in this platform belong to Lego. So what Lego got was a whole palette of new designs already evaluated by the potential users. So they could actually select and go to the market with a new design, which they didn't spend a single moment to think about. It was already designed by the users and already evaluated by the users. So you can imagine this could be also a very creative way to generate content for free, and not only creating the content, but it's already evaluated. Okay, this is another business model using the long tail. Okay, not only the bait and hook that we saw, but using the long tail, or the freemium, as you saw, like a typical game that you download, you get a basic functionality of the game. Now, if you want the special character of the good-looking whatever fighter, then you pay the extra penny. Okay, these kind of things, freemium. All right, and you can think as colorful as you want, as you can imagine, and ideate new business models that are typically not obvious if you don't make some thoughts. And these thoughts can be done, why not, with the canvas. I'm not married to the canvas, by the way. I'm not getting a penny if I offer you the canvas. I'm not getting any commission. Okay, but it's the tool I use by myself, and I find it very useful to think very creatively and outside of the box. Any more questions? We have a very understanding, talented audience today, Milena. They know everything. That's cool.
Well, they might be shy also, and I would encourage them to ask any questions.
That's fine. Or maybe technology. Who knows? That's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
It could be also technology. Anyway, if there are no further questions, we can go towards the end of this meeting. I would also only like to thank our two speakers, Virgilio and Joaquin, for their wonderful presentations. Joaquin, for your very lively presentation and very interactive one. This meeting was recorded. You will receive a follow-up email, including the link to the recording. The recording will also provide The link will be there and probably also on YouTube, but you will receive a follow-up email. In the chat, you can see the contact of Joaquin, and you can also see more about the two projects that were presented at their websites, InnoRate and Go2Space Hub. So thank you very much for your attention. Thank you very much, our two speakers. And I personally really enjoyed it. Thank you, Teresa, for your technical support. And I'm looking forward to seeing you again, guys, everybody.
Thank you, Milena. It's been a big pleasure as well for me. Thank you guys for your time as well and your patience with me. And feel free to contact me indeed. So yeah, it would be great to hear from you. And yeah, that's it from my side. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Virgilio?
Thank you.